The Legend of the Dark Clown, the City of Fear. In a modern yet shadowy city where skyscrapers rise like silent sentinels and the streets are lit by pale, flickering lights, a new wave of terror began to spread. The Dark Clown had returned, and this time, his thirst for chaos and death was insatiable. The city, already burdened by its own decay, became the perfect stage for his macabre games. The police, led by Detective Claire Harper, a determined and relentless woman, were facing a series of brutal crimes that defied logic and sanity. Each crime was more horrifying than the last, and all bore the signature of the Dark Clown, a small clown marionette, left as a sinister trophy. The first crime. The story begins with the discovery of a body in a dark alley. The victim, a businessman known for his cruelty and dealings, was found hanging upside down, his face covered by a clown mask. His body was adorned with ritual symbols painted in blood, and a clown marionette was clutched in his hands. The scene was so disturbing that even the most seasoned officers had to step away to vomit. Claire Harper, a detective with a past full of shadows, was called to lead the investigation. She gathered her team, composed of Sergeant Jack Thompson, a veteran of the police force, and forensic investigator Sarah Collins, an expert in criminal profiling. Together, they began to unravel the mystery behind the Dark Clown's crimes. The following days were marked by more crimes. A young student was found in an abandoned library, her eyes sewn shut and a grotesque smile painted on her face. A retired police officer was discovered in his home, his body dismembered and rearranged in the shape of a clown. Each crime was more horrifying than the last, and all bore the signature of the Dark Clown. Claire and her team delved into a world of confusing clues and false leads. They discovered that the Dark Clown always seemed to be one step ahead, as if he knew every move they made. The team began to suspect that he had an informant within the police itself. One night, the team received an anonymous tip that led them to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. There, they found an elaborate trap. The warehouse was filled with mirrors and flashing lights, creating an illusion of movement and confusion. It was then that the Dark Clown appeared, his laughter echoing through the space. Claire and Jack tried to capture him, but he was fast and agile, moving like a shadow. He threw knives at them, injuring Jack in the arm before disappearing into the shadows. Before leaving, he left a message written in blood on the floor. The game is just beginning. The escalation of terror. The crimes continued, each more brutal than the last. An abandoned amusement park became the scene of a massacre, where several victims were found on rides that had been modified to become deadly weapons. The Dark Clown left a clown marionette on each victim, as if marking his territory. Claire and her team were feeling increasingly desperate. They knew the Dark Clown was not just a serial killer, but a master of manipulation and terror. He always seemed to be one step ahead, as if he was enjoying the hunt. The team finally received a clue that led them to an abandoned theater in the city center. There, they found the Dark Clown sitting on the stage, surrounded by clown marionettes. He greeted them with a sinister smile and challenged them to a final game. Claire, determined to end the nightmare, faced the Dark Clown directly. He revealed that his crimes were part of a larger ritual, meant to bring something even more terrible into the world. Claire managed to wound him with a knife, but he laughed and disappeared into the shadows, promising that his game would never end. The theater was left in silence, with only the clown marionettes as witnesses to the confrontation. Claire and her team knew the Dark Clown was still out there, waiting for his next victim. The city continued to live in fear, knowing that the terror of the Dark Clown was far from over. And so, the legend of the Dark Clown continued to grow, fueled by fear and mystery. Claire Harper and her team knew the game was far from over, and that the Dark Clown was always lurking, ready to begin his next act of terror. And you, dear viewer, if you encountered the Dark Clown, would you have the courage to face him? Or would you be just another victim in his deadly game? Remember, the Dark Clown never forgets a promise, and his game never ends. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey into the heart of darkness. If you enjoyed this tale of terror, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more spine-tingling stories from the annals of history.